Do you still wrestle, or are you there for moral support or signings, or?
Just both. Yeah,
Oh, so you're
moral
getting in the ring?
support. No, not really. Managing a little.
Manager. Where was your last match?
Uh, 2021 for IWC in Pennsylvania.
When was your last match where this is going to be? It's not a trick question, but when was your last match where you were working like the old style? Plenty of bumps and that kind of thing.
Uh, well, my last match with WWE, which it was WWF at the time, was in '98. And then I went back, because I broke my neck in '98, and then I went back in '06 and '07 for a little while, but yeah, it just didn't feel right. So that was 2007 was last with the company.
When you say it doesn't feel right, are you talking the company at the time? Or are you talking physically with the neck?
Everything. Yeah, I had lost my son and my dad. They're 2 months apart, so just going through a lot of crap.
Yeah. So, well, I was actually going to ask how come later on. I was going to ask how long. How come it didn't last longer? But I suppose that's the answer to that. My
Yeah,
condolences. I didn't realize.
yeah. Thank you.
Um, because quite a lot of people wrote in about the neck injury, we might as well start there, and then we'll get to some early
Yeah,
stuff and go chronologically from there, I guess. And we've got a couple of games as well. How is the health now?
good. Yeah, got a torn rotator and torn labrum now, but I've been nursing it and babying it, and it's getting better. So anything to keep from having surgery.
Why? Are you just
Uh,
not a fan of it, or?
just don't want to have to go under the knife, and the recovery is rough on shoulder surgery. But yeah, the neck's doing good. I had, after I broke my neck, I had spinal fusion done, and at the end of '98. So, but yeah, everything's good with it.
So, because I did my knee in a couple of years ago, I had surgery last year, and they gave me like a cryo cuff. Do you know what one of those is? Essentially, it's a tub that you put ice in and ice water, and it basically
Yeah, yeah,
flows
yeah,
around. And I hear like the same for the knee, it's the same for the shoulder for rehab.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Do you? So, what do you do for the rehab for the rotator cuff then?
I do a lot of band work, um, light dumbbells, and just do little mate, just hitting those little secondary places
Mm.
and trying to strengthen it up, which it's work. I went, I had 2 sets of shots. I'd never had anything done to it. He said, well, let's try some shots. So that helped. And then I did a month of physical therapy. And then now I'm still doing the stuff I learned in physical therapy, which
Mm.
has helped.
What kind of shots with like cortisone shots or like
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who are listening, can you explain what happened with the neck injury?
Yeah. We were working Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. And I'll go ahead and just tell the whole story.
Please.
Uh, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable that night that day when we got to TV. Hawk wasn't himself. I didn't stooge him out, but I told the office, the agents, that I wasn't comfortable doing the doomsday device. Could we do just like where Animal goes down with me? We go as a unit. And they said, well, they really want the flip. So Phineas spoke up and said, well, I've taken it before, I'll take it. And they said, no, they want Henry to take it. So sure enough, we tried it and cracked my C7. I just seen that flash, when you're jarred and you see a flash, and didn't knock me out, but I felt stuff in my mouth and it was little chips of teeth. So, but then, so they took me to the hospital and I had a fractured C7. I broke it. Uh, I was told to go home and wait 14 weeks and just relax, ice. And in 6.5 weeks, I called Vince and wanted to come back on the road. So I went back and wrestled about 7 weeks with crack C7. And finally, I was doing 90-pound dumbbell presses. I couldn't do 10 pounds with this arm. So it had got all messed up, and I started losing my tricep and just muscle in my arms. And figured I better go do something. Vince had a trainer with me working on me every night, massage therapy, and then the Dixie Cup ice treatment, and tried everything, and it just got worse. And I knew I was, you know, pushing the envelope. So we were supposed to get the belts. I think it was in September of '98 for a third time against, and we were taking them because we were doing the Southern Justice thing. That's when we had changed over to Southern Justice, and Colonel Parker was our manager for a while, and then Jeff Jarrett, and we shaved Harold Finkel's head in the middle of the ring, and yeah, that was going to be a good time, but yeah, it got cut short. Went home, had spinal fusion done, and so that's that story.
Did you have to have like bone bank or something like that to like repair
Yeah, I
anything?
went to Godiva Bank.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of like with your neck. Did you have to like have like reparations done to your neck? You'd like from bone bank or something synthetic?
Yeah, I went to a bone bank.
Yeah.
And just got a little piece of somebody's bone and fused my C6, C7 together. Me and Stone Cold had the same surgery about the same time, not too long apart.
How long is a recovery from that kind of surgery?
Oh my God, it's been so long. It wasn't bad because Vince had got me down to Nashville, and they did my surgery in Nashville. And I was so weak in this arm, and the doctor come in and the day before the surgery for my prep and everything, go over everything with me. And I was doing these where I'd push his hand, and I couldn't do it. 2 days later, when he released me, he come in, he said, let's try those again. I pulled him on the bed with me. So it was funny at the time. And just having that little bit of strength back gave me some hope. But yeah, it wasn't bad. And, it's not like the old neck surgeries like the old timers got, they went through the back and cut through all your muscle. With me, they went through right here, pull everything apart, and then did the fusion here. So
see, that
it's a little bit
would freak me out more.
Yeah, it's a little freaky when you talk about it, but yeah, it's much better than cutting through all your neck muscle.
How long were you in the hard collar for?
6 weeks, and we were just talking about this last night. I was sitting at home with that Aspen collar when Owen's tragic episode happened. So
was there any nerve damage, or was it just purely because of the broken neck you couldn't move that arm, or was the nerve damage?
I had a pinched nerve. It had pinched the nerve off, and I got about 90% of back on my arm, really 95 maybe on a good day. But yeah, some of that muscle just didn't come back.
Did you? I'm going to harp on this because there were so many different questions, and I just wanted to get the full picture of it. Did you experience any paralysis, like even for a split second, or did it just hurt?
No, some numbness sometimes in my finger. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah. Other than that, I'm pretty good. Just getting older and just have the regular old neck pains, tight. But I still try to go to the gym and do the stretching and do a little bit of machine work because I'm not pushing it with my shoulder anymore.
No, absolutely not. Fans written in, and these are like usernames rather than people's names, so occasionally there just might be random things with numbers on. But the Horror Sanctum podcast wrote in and said, how limited were you in the ring after you came back from the Road Warriors accidentally breaking your neck?
Well, when I come back, I felt good, but then after couple weeks, I could tell that something was wrong, and then that's when they put the trainer with me. But yeah, after the surgery, I'm pretty good.
They say you never learn to work until you learn to work hurt. Is that basically right? That you just have to work around an injury like that, and that's where you
Yeah,
truly learn.
me and Phineas have done that many a time. Broken fingers, swolled up ankles, and just tape it and put a boot. Try to get your boot on, and we've both done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we worked through some injuries.
I heard a recent interview clip from Kevin Nash. He was complaining that CM Punk is taking 6 months off to repair a torn triceps. And Kevin Nash said, well, I only took a few weeks off, for my torn triceps, and then I'm back on the road kind of thing. But the way I read into that was, well, I don't know if it's like bitterness at the culture in the 90s and the WWF where you just have to get in there, and then the culture of today where they will actually let you properly recover. Did you feel like you had to come back to the company to sort of like
Yes,
retain
I
a spot?
did. We all felt that way.
Yeah?
Just to, I don't know. It's this business. Some of it has left us bad taste in my mouth, but for the most part, I've made good friends. The clique and the whole our BSK, and so it's but yeah, I did feel like, and everybody at the time felt like, uh, man, I got to be there. I can't just not show up, and so that's the way I felt, and that's why I come back.
Mm.
But it was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Should have had my ass kicked for coming back. Should have went and got it taken care of.